Hello everyone, making a video today. A lot of you requested a what I eat in a day video. I've not quite got that, although I've kind of got that, what I'm going to do here today. So, but the thing that I'm doing right now, the reason that I've kind of been tracking what I've been eating the last 2 days is that I am going to be, basically I'm experimenting with cutting down some weight basically cutting down some weight. So a lot of the raw vegans or fruitarians you see out there are really super skinny or underweight sometimes, and I am not, but I don't mind that. But you get these videos that are like vegans falling apart or whatever, vegans all falling apart, and they never really use me in those videos because I don't look skinny like them. I look better than those guys most of the time, but I do look a bit old because of my grey hair and stuff, and I'm bald. They put me in a video recently though. It said I was 27 years old, which isn't true. I'm 35 years old. So maybe I should still have a full head of dark hair at 35 years old, but I don't. So I can't do much about that. I don't really think it's diet related. It might have been stress related, potentially, but not convinced it's diet related. Especially because all my uncles are bald. My dad's bald. And but the grey hair, maybe stress related, who knows, but I was going grey at a fairly young age. Anyway, so what did I eat today? So and the rate but yeah, weight loss. I'm trying to cut down some weight. Sorry about being a bit all over the place with this. I've never, ever restricted calories in this diet. Ever. And the only thing I've ever restricted is like fats. Like I don't overdo it with fats. But apart from that, I never restricted total calories. And I put on some weight a bunch of, starting around about the time that actually the Fruit Fest started. At the first Fruit Festival, or just even the year before that, I'd got pretty skinny, and that was fine. But after that, I don't know if it was triggered by starting the festival or whatever, but I started to eat. I actually remember coming home from a little event that we did called Fruit Camp, and on the way home from that, I bought a bag of pistachio nuts, and I hadn't eaten pistachios in ages. And I'd probably been under eating at the event, and hadn't really eaten enough, and ended up like just gorging on these pistachios. And then I had pistachios the next day, and then I thought, well, maybe I need something in these pistachios, maybe that's why I'm eating them. And then I ended up eating pistachios every day for probably months, and for a long time I ate a lot of pistachios. And I've not done that in a long time, actually, probably a couple of years since I've really had a big bag of pistachios. But for a while I ate way too much, couldn't control myself almost. And was still a raw vegan, but just loads of pistachios and nuts. Ended up putting on a bit of weight. And then there was a time where I was having tahini, put on weight doing that. There was a time I fell back on cooked foods for about 6 months, put on weight during that time. And kind of got up to my heaviest weight, that was about 14 stone, or nearly 14, maybe over 14 stone, 14 stone and a half maybe, which is, I don't know, multiply 14 by 14 to get the pounds, nearly 200 pounds. And perspective on my weight, I don't have a lot of muscle. I'm not a muscly guy, so it's not a lot of muscle, but 5'11" and a half, if you want the exact number, 5'11.5. So just under 6 foot. So I guess that's not kind of too bad, like in the average standard of the world, but it's overweight, and that's not good, on a vegan diet or whatever. All that time I ate loads of fruit, but I was eating all this other stuff on top of it. So at that point I was like, right, I need to get control of this. So in my mind I thought, well, if I just go back to a raw vegan diet, then I'll lose the weight, no problem. And so I went back to raw vegan diet, and I wasn't losing weight very quickly. I stopped gaining weight, but I wasn't losing weight. And I thought, So I decided to cut out overt fats. And I started to lose weight really slowly. But over time, then that adds up, right? But I was losing weight, but really slowly. And I was happy with that. I'm patient like that. I'm okay with that. And then I started to realize, in fact, it was a longer time. I was losing weight even when I had avocados. But I decided to cut out all overt fats, and I thought, I'm going to really lose weight really quick now. And that didn't happen. And I was really fascinated. I was like, wow, because all I remembered was when I started off on the diet and I was almost 100% fruit, just losing loads of weight. And no nuts, no seeds, no avocados and all that, and lost loads and loads of weight really quick. So I just thought that was going to happen again, and it didn't. And what it just taught me is that I'd learned really to eat enough. I was eating enough now to sustain my body weight. And I thought that was a good thing, because at least I know I can sustain the diet. But it was a bad thing in the sense that I wasn't losing weight. So went over to then the festivals happened, went to Fruit Fest in Canada, Fruit Fest and Woodstock and all that stuff, and was traveling around the US for a little bit and ended up losing more weight. So I got down to my lowest weight was about 12 stone 5 recently. And when Aubrey was here, it was around about that. And then she went away, and I went back to some of my habits, which was she doesn't like me eating a lot of tomatoes. I was eating a lot of tomatoes, eating late at night, all this kind of stuff. So eating a lot of salads or whatever. So I guess being around her, I kind of limited a lot of those things a little bit. But I didn't really think those were putting on a lot of weight. I didn't think a salad or tomatoes or whatever would. But then you realise that it does if you're also eating a lot of fruit. If you're eating enough fruit to sustain yourself, and then you have a salad with avocados in it, then you might put on weight, or you might stay the same weight at least. So, then Aubrey went away, and I went back, and I think I was eating a few salads with the avocados and stuff. I put on a bit of weight, and I'm like, put on, because it was so hard, so long to get down to 12 stone 5 or whatever. And then so I chopped out the avocados, and then I still put on weight the next week. I was like, oh jeez, this is not good. So reluctantly, this is the first time ever I've consciously decided I'm going to restrict calories for a while. So I looked to lose some weight, to lose this weight. So I looked at the kind of guidelines for weight loss, and they tend to suggest that you should eat or restrict calories by about 500 calories a day, right? So for me, at my weight activity level, my calories are probably around 2,500 to 2,700 a day. That's what I need for my lifestyle and the level of activity, because I've kind of increased my exercise recently. When I was just office work or very little exercise, I was more like 2,200, 2,300, something like that. So I'll be restricting down to about 2,000 calories a day. That's my plan, right? Now, this is me coming from a background of all the people that I was, well, not all, some of the people I was taught by in this lifestyle, saying you can never put on weight with fruit, eat as much fruit as you like, as much carbohydrates as you like, overeat as much as you like, you'll never put on weight and all that. I'm not saying that that's potentially not true, but if you have put on weight, then you can't lose weight unless you restrict calories. You can't, you know, there has to be a reason for your body to burn the fat, and that has to be that it needs to do that. So this is the first time I've ever consciously, actually, on this whole weight loss journey, I'm thinking now, okay, let's see what happens if I restrict calories, and can I sustain, will I be okay with that? And all that kind of stuff. Now this goes along as well with my desire to start an online raw vegan weight loss club group. And if you want to be part of that, I'll put that up online. Like I'll announce that probably pretty soon. We'll do that pretty soon to go in line with this, because it's a good time for me to learn more about that. And honestly, like, having been to a lot of these events, for me, it's great helping people reverse disease and all that stuff. That's fantastic. But helping people lose weight, I just think that's such an amazing thing to help people with. Like, I've seen people that it really harms people's lives being overweight in a big way. And it doesn't matter what we want to think about body positivity and all that. People judge people who are overweight. People are, to some degree less attracted to people that are overweight. Overweight people are maybe less likely to get certain opportunities in life. And it's not fair. And it's not, and a lot of overweight people are still attractive and all that. But still, it's kind of it's true, it impacts people's life. It obviously impacts their health, probably more importantly. Being overweight is like one of the number one contributors towards cancer. It's something that we know for sure. Obviously it limits the length of your life, just your ability to do stuff. So I see people come back to this lifestyle again and again, and I'm like, I know you're into this for weight loss, but I know that people don't say that sometimes. They may be embarrassed about that. They don't like the fact that they've gained weight or whatever. And it's usually a big indication of, at the Woodstock Fruit Festival, there's certain people that have gone as many times as me, or many times, and their weights went like that. And you're like, that there's something going on there. Like, one year they're overweight, not happy. The next year they're looking great and happy and all that. And you're like, okay. So they're happy now or whatever, they've lost weight, and then they go back again, and then it's like, and then they go to a carnivore diet or whatever. So so we see these kind of things, and there's a lot of that as well, where people that they're actually just looking for weight loss or weight gain, and when the lifestyle doesn't work for them, they go to like a carnivore diet and things like that. So it's no good, and I think that what we need to do is put a group together so people have that little bit of peer pressure, even competitiveness, focus, education, and partly motivation, just to stay inspired to keep on doing it. And adding more raw vegan food into your diet, or maybe going 100% raw vegan if you like, is going to really help with weight loss for a lot of people. But then they have to stick to it. At the end of the day, a lot of people that are overweight, is because they don't have as much control over their eating as other people do. They just don't, and it's very hard for them. So I really feel for that. I really feel for people in that position. So and I've realized how hard it is to lose weight. It is hard to lose weight. I mean, a person can do everything they can and then not even lose weight, for a week. They think they've done everything and restricted and controlled themselves, and then they come to the end of the week and they've not lost any weight. And it might be the case that it's because of water retention or whatever, but it's still, I can imagine how, especially if people connect emotions with their diet, that when they have when they fail like that, they end up binging again. It just gets worse and worse. So anyhow, that's what we're going to do, put that together. But in this day to day, I've so far eaten about 2,000 calories. So what have I eaten? What do I eat in a day? You know, well, quite simple. Let's have a look over here. I can't even turn this. I can't turn this round while I'm recording. But here's some bananas, right? Different stages of ripeness. I bought 40 bananas today, and that's a bunch more, and that's a bunch more. So, I had 10 bananas today in the morning, had 10 bananas, had a smoothie. I think I drank it in 2 drinks. So, 10 bananas in a smoothie. I have also had, and you're not going to like this because of the plastic, but I also had grapes. Green grapes, that's 10 bananas is 1,000 calories, right? This is about 300 calories of grapes, maybe 350. I also had almost an entire head of lettuce, which is 100 calories. I had, you're going to hate this as well. I had five mixture of cherry and plum tomatoes. 5 punnets of those. That's about 1,500 grams of tomatoes. It's not a lot of calories. It's maybe 300 or 400 calories, something like that. And I've had 4 apples, which is about, for the size of them, 200, 300 calories, something like that. So I'm sitting at about 2,000 for the day. Definitely feel like it's not enough. Like if I was not trying to lose weight, I would definitely feel like that's not enough, you know. So just to confirm for you again, 10 bananas, over a kilogram of 1,500 grams, 1.5 kilograms of tomatoes, a head of lettuce, a full head of lettuce, and 4 apples, something like that. So it's not enough for a person to like sustain their weight and everything. But I'm trying this purely as a weight loss experiment. That's it. I'm not gonna try and sustain that over a long period of time. If I start to freak out a bit, or I'll probably increase it a little bit to 2,200 because maybe that's where I really should be for weight loss even. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's where I'm at. And if I was to be on a regular day, then I would just eat more. Probably another 5 bananas or something. 15 bananas or 20 bananas instead of that amount. And I'm realizing I'm kind of surprised because when I always have this memory of this lifestyle, like struggling to eat enough calories, like always being like, how am I going to get enough calories? And I still sometimes have that, like, oh, I'm not eating enough, I'm not going to eat enough, I'm not going to have enough. And actually, I'm realizing it's easier now because I can eat fruit in a larger quantity, and I don't worry about that. Obviously, no overt fats for today. I would sometimes have avocados, or 1 or 2 or a half of an avocado, but that was probably taking my calories to over 3,000 a day, and I simply wasn't exercising enough to justify that, and so probably that's part of the reason I put on a bit of weight recently. So that's kind of what I eat in a day, what I'm doing right now. Will I be able? I guess I'm still feeling a little bit hungry, but I guess I'm going to try and hopefully control myself and see how I go at the end of the week and everything. So that's a little bit of an update. And the weight loss club thing is going to happen soon. And if you're interested in coming to UK Fruit Fest, go to fruitfest.co.uk/registration. Join the announcement list. I'm going to have a event prospectus, like a leaflet about the event that you can download. I'll get that up pretty soon. And apart from that, thanks for following what we're doing here. And we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.